Hi everyone, it's Tammy at the Frou-frou Studio and welcome back to my channel. I appreciate everybody being here with me today. I have a couple of new subscribers and I want to thank you for subscribing, and as always, thank you for all the comments and the subscribers that watch and comment on all of my videos. Let me start by saying my desk is a wreck. I have been working on my design team project for SweetPeaCuriosities, and this is the finished cover, and it is made out of just a file folder that I have covered with paper and some lace and some little goodies. And on the inside cover, I have just collaged, and you can tell better here on the back sheet. I'll flip it over. I have just collaged with different book pages that have different colors, and then I stamped with some floral, botanical kind of stamps. This is a Tim Holtz set, and it is, let me get it here and I'll tell you what the number is. I just dropped one of them in the floor. It is Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous, and the number is CMS 297. I love the florals on the stamp. They're so delicate and they stamp so well. And I did not weed this one. Usually I weed them, but I did not weed this one, and so I have problems getting them stuck back down in the rubber. But it is, if you like florals and you like the delicate florals, then you will love this stamp. So I just stamped that on there, and I used archival potting soil if you're interested in knowing what the color is that I used. So we're going to do a page layout today. I have done some already. This is our letter that I read to you in the introductory of the project. It does come with the kit, and I have just made it look old and grungy and all that, and folded it up, and I made this belly band, and then I made this envelope out of parchment paper, and I have stuck in some die cuts and also some dried flowers. There will be lots of dried flowers in this. I had some in my stash, and I also ordered some to use in this particular kit. And then if you flip it over, this is Mary and Clara, which Mary is who she wrote the letter to, and Clara is the person who wrote the letter. So, and again, just some dried flowers and die cuts. And I think they look just adorable looking out of that window. And of course, this is where they were when they were children. They're adults now. I've got some crinkly paper on there. And the way that I'm going to do this journal is I'm going to do it that you can write in it, and also that you have a place that if you want to press your own flowers, there'll be several sheets of parchment paper and that kind of paper that you can put your actual florals in here and press them if you want to. I've got a couple of journaling cards here that you can write on the back of, just in a double pocket. And this is the page we're going to work on today, or the spread. It's actually over several pages. And then I think the only other thing, this is the center of the first signature, and I think that's the only other thing that I've done. But it has a flip out envelope here that you can flip open and put something in that envelope if you want to. And there's a large pocket here, and there's a tuck here. And this, of course, is our little cottage. And this is Clara as an adult. And this also flips out. It's an envelope, and you can put something in there. This floral is a napkin that I decoupaged on there. And I just put a piece of tea-dyed paper in here. This is faux tea-dyed paper that you can write on, and also some paper over here that you can write on. You could also take a flower and press it, you know, fold that up and press it in there. Or if you have some that are dried already, you could tape them on there, whatever you decide to do as far as that goes. And I lost one of the little flowers. And I think that's all I have done so far. So we're going to get into, yeah, it is. So we're going to get into making the layout here, this one. So this is, let me move some of this out of the way. Take a breath, Amy, take a breath. Okay, so this is the piece of paper from the kit. Some pages have color, like, let me find one, that one. And there are also some in here somewhere that have some ferns and some other florals. And I tried to just stagger them throughout. There's some with some pinks, beautiful papers. And I believe this kit is called Herbarium. I have trouble saying that. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this. This is out of a book, but it's just really nice filling paper. And I'm going to glue it to cover up this white on the back of this digital. And I'm going to make it so that it will flip out. So that's going to be our first goal. Is to get that done. Let me get my ties out of the way. Get my glue book here. I'm just not used to my desk being this messy. But I've been so busy with this journal today that I keep dragging stuff out and not putting it back up. Not a good habit. And I usually don't do that, but I've just been into it. Sometimes when you get into a journal, that you're really enjoying, or I do anyway, I make a big mess because I'm like, ooh, I need this, and ooh, I need that, and yeah, before you know it, you got everything drug out. But the thing about it is I taught myself early on in this journaling process that when you get done for the day, put everything up. Because if you don't, then it's hard to find the next day. And me personally, it drives me crazy to come in here the next day, or whatever day that may be. It may be the next day, it may be a couple of days, and have a big mess. So I always put everything up when I'm done for the day. So it will be cleaned up when I'm finished. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to take, these are both from the kit, and I want to take these and put them on here so that they operate kind of like a flip out. So I'm going to put one on this side, and then I'm going to flip it out, and I'm going to put this one on the back side. So I'm going to put glue on this one first. And I don't really have any rhyme or reason of where I put things in my journal. I do try to do the first page, the middle signature, and then the between the signatures first before I decide where I want to put anything else. This would not be a normal page that I would do before I do the in-between, but I came up with this idea of what I wanted to do with one of the black and beige pages, because one, it's one of my favorite color combinations is these two colors together. So I decided that I would do this before I moved on so I could get it out of my head. Okay, so now we have that, and this will flip over. I need to trim. No, maybe I can just ink it. Then we won't have to worry about trimming it. It's just that one little bit right there. Okay. Yep, I think that'll be good. And that way we have another writing place right here, but it's not that stark white paper. And then on this side, I want to ink this first of all. A lot of times I go through and I ink all my pages after I get them sewn in, but I didn't do all of them in this case. Any of the pages that are shorter, I didn't get to inking. Now, I had in my stash some little scrappy pieces of black and cream papers, I guess is what you call that. But they all have little fancy edges on them. And these are all scrapbook papers. And so I thought the patterns and the fact that they have the little scrolly things would look kind of cool all together. So, and I don't have whole sheets of this, I only have partials. So my thought is to make a side tuck out of this one. And I don't know if I want, I think I'm going to not overhang it, because if I do overhang it, it's white on the back, and that would show on the back side. So I think I'm going to move it over enough to where that white is not showing, and then glue it as a side tuck. Yep. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. So let's ink this. Try to get it a little darker. I think I'll even go over it with maybe some tea dye. Get my tea dye dauber. Come out of there. Just kind of try to get it closer to what the digital is, so it's not so stark with an S, not dark. Okay, so does that look better? Yeah. So let's do these as well. Put the darker around the edge. And if inking's not your thing, don't do it. I tell people that all the time. You don't have to do it if you don't like it. Do I want, yeah, I think I want some tea dye on this one as well. Kind of squeaking today, isn't it? Pull my sleeves up a little bit before I start dragging everything into the floor with my sleeves. Yeah. Okay, so that's those. Now the other thing that I have is I have a digital that is a Herbarium, like a collection card from a botanical journal that I did previously. So this was in my stash. This one in particular, the digital has all kinds of these things from different countries. This particular one is from the Philippines. So what I want to do now is I want to glue this on. Excuse me. Glue this on. See, I'm running myself out of room here. Let me get some of this out of the way. Out of the way. Before I go totally crazy. So what are you guys doing on your Sunday? Are you crafting? I hope. It's going to get cold here tonight. It's going to be like in the 20s. I don't like it. I know some of you have already gotten really cold. We've not gotten really cold yet. They're talking about possible snow in the mountains, I think, tomorrow night. We probably won't see that. We might see a flurry or two, but it's not been cold enough to cause any issues. Oh, I should have glued down that too, Dodo. Okay, let's try this again. Where's the end of my page? Right there. Alright, now we're good. And then I'm going to take this and instead of sticking it in the tuck, I'm going to glue it on top of the tuck and still leave the tuck here. So I want to glue, oh, it's two-sided. But I want to be able to see that. Yeah, I'm going to still do it. Okay, so I want to glue it here. See, I just did about an inch, and then I'm going to put it on here like this, so you still have your tuck. So you still have your tuck back there that you can stick something else in. Yeah, because I wanted this color to show. That's why I did it on top. So there's that side. Writing space. Nice little digital picture. And then we've got a tuck here. Okay. On this side, I want to make this little tag here. And I have one of the pictures from the kit. I did trim it down a little bit. But I'm going to glue it on here. Just like that. I'm going to put a whole reinforcer on there, and I have some that are gray, that I put some gray archival ink on. Because I think that'll go better with the tag. And then this is going to be my up tuck, so I'm going to put it up here and glue it on as up tuck. And then to finish decorating this tag, I have some die cuts. Do I want that one or I want this one? And I have a little paper flower. And I had another little white. Here we go. And I think I need to, no, I think I'll leave them this color. I started to say I think I need to tie-dye those as well, but I think I'm going to leave them just like that. So we're going to glue those on now. And these are all Tim Holtz die cuts, except for the flower. And the flower, I think I got it at Joann's. Do you guys miss Joann's? You may still have them in your area. All of ours closed. You can still order online. I really need to probably use my tweezers to do this, but I can't be bothered with that right now. Oh, one thing I did want to mention while I'm thinking about it, I was packing up an order this morning, and the person that purchased the journal picked priority shipping for her order. And I just wanted to say that if you choose to upgrade to priority shipping, which I do not have an issue with at all, but you're better off picking, depending on where you are, but in most cases, you're better off picking flat rate if you're given that option. I don't know if you are or not, but if you do priority flat rate, it's cheaper than if you pick just regular priority. Now, if you accidentally pick priority and then I'm packing it up and I see that flat rate's going to be better for you, I will automatically upgrade you to flat rate, priority flat rate, and I'll refund the difference. But I just wanted to mention that because I hate shipping is so expensive anyway. I hate for anybody to be overcharged for shipping. So anytime that, I go to print the label or whatever, and I see that you have been overcharged, not through the fault of Etsy, I mean, their postage is just outrageous, I will refund the difference. So, and then I've got this little piece of lace. About glued my tag. And I don't want that to have a big, bulky thing because it's going in, well, it's pretty. Yeah, I think I'm just going to staple it because it's going in up tuck. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. And I'm going to cut it off a little bit. Okay, so that's our tag that's going to go up in the up in the up tuck. Up in the up tuck. So it's going to go up in there like that. Now, if I'd have thought about it, I mean, I can drop it down a little bit. But if I thought about it, I'd have made it so that the tag could go in this way. But this piece of paper, this print or script, would be upside down, and that would drive me crazy. So it is going to go in like that. but you can scoot it down so you can still see her face. And then, of course, there's plenty of room to put something else in there. And then I'm going to put this little botanical tag, which was Digital Collage Club. That I had left over from that botanical journal that I did. I do quite a few botanical journals because I love flowers and stuff like that. So I'm going to put that right there just to kind of decorate that pocket a little bit. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of more script stamp down here. And I'm wondering if I maybe want to do it. I don't want to do it in black. Let's see. Oh, I'm knocking something off. And that wasn't even from a mess. That was from my sleeve getting caught on something. That truly drives me crazy. Okay, let's put my pen in my glue. Okay. Script stamp. What one do I want to use? This one. This one is Sampool. It's called French Script, and the number is CER021. I think that's a 0. It may be an 021. Let's make sure we have it upside right. And let's do a gray. I have, this is called Shadow Gray by Archival. I really like this color because it gives you an option that's not a brown, but it's not extremely dark. So if you want kind of light scripty bit, it's a good one. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. Yeah, that's much better. I think I'll bring just a little bit over to this side on our flap there. I like it. The only other thing I'm going to do is ink this page edge right here. Get some ink down in that bit where I didn't come over the edge. I'd like that to be a little darker. Let me just kind of go over that a little bit too, just very lightly. And I want to ink this edge. And I want to ink Anna up here. go ahead and do this one while we're here. I won't have to come in and do it later. Scoot that down so we can see her. Yeah, I like it. What do you guys think? Do we need anything else? I don't think so. And like I said, you could always, you know, journal on a piece of paper or whatever and stick it up in there. And I'm not sure that you couldn't journal on top of that, depending on what kind of pen you have. You can journal here, for sure. You can journal here, and you can tuck something here. Now, do I want some script on that? No, I don't think so. If I find an interesting piece of paper or something, I'll stick it in there. But yeah, that's still kind of curling up because it's still wet, but I think we'll be good. I could put a little tab up here at the top, but I think it's obvious it's a flip. So that's it. Let's see how much time that took. Yep, about 37 minutes. So I think we'll end it there today, and I'll be back to working this some more. And I'm sure the next page that I tackle will be in between the two signatures, which will be here, somewhere, right here. So this will be my next layout. So you can see we've got all kinds of colors and things going on here. So I'll have to figure out how we're going to bring all that together. This is not going to be a huge journal because you can see the spine is not that big. I think it's 1 inch. So I can't do a ton of stuff in it. I could have made it bigger, but oops, I may have to trim that down a little bit because it may be gonna crash into, I think I will. I'm gonna cut it right on the other side of this line so it won't crash into the page. Yep, that gives a little bit more clearance. So yeah, so we'll tackle, I really love the way this came out. The napkins on that, I think it came out excellent. And you can see I'm using some washies and some other things too. But yeah, this part's all about the cottage. So yeah, we'll tackle this next. And then the center of this signature, which you can see is totally blank. And then we'll do this. And then I'll start, you know, working randomly throughout. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any ideas for this journal. And I'm going to go clean up my desk now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.